When I first watched the film, I was just surprised at a story that I'd never really heard before.
Well, I think the first thing that I realized when I was introduced to the project in the film was that this was going to be pretty educational as well as interesting.
It was very powerful and it was very informative. I mean, I don't think many people in the UK or the West knew of the great abilities and programming expertise that was in Hungary at the time.
Clearly from the story, a lot of games that I didn't even realize were developed in Hungary were. So they played a very big part in an early industry. And so I had no idea they played such a large part, but clearly they did.
I wasn't aware that they'd done so many things on so many different platforms. And that was a bit of a surprise to me. I was also unaware that they worked on The Last Ninja. I had no idea that the engine was done in Hungary at all.
I actually pride myself at studying video game history, knowing a lot about what's happened in the video game, in the development of video games around the world. So this was filling in a really important piece, of the picture of what happened in the 80s and 90s.
It's an absolutely important story to tell. Lots of products that everyone's played came out of Hungary.
Is a good factual commentary on how the games industry started. There's so much in this film to entertain and inform.
The strength is that it's passionate, it's people telling the story from the heart.
I thought it was very entertaining. I watched it twice.
That it has this sort of scope and depth that I don't usually find in documentaries.
It's clever. Let's face it, right? We've seen a lot of documentaries that just talk about the historical, that just give us the facts, or try to. And I think that was a very fun way, a very creative way of telling a story.
It's been done in a very light-hearted way, but it's also very informative. So it's you're entertained and informed in equal measures, and I think it's a great way to tell a story.
I was touched by it. I thought it was fascinating and very, it lifted my spirits.
I would recommend it to anybody that was interested in the history of video games or development or what it was like to live in countries behind the Iron Curtain and try and do things that everyone else takes for granted.
I will be sharing it with all of my friends. And I will encourage them to watch and learn something about the history of gaming, and which is really important that we do that.
And I would absolutely recommend anybody that's interested in the history of video games to watch it, because it illuminates a part that even living it, I didn't remember or didn't have a full awareness of what was going on. So absolutely recommend that people watch it.